Alright, let's look at the practice exam 3, problem number 2. Let's use L'Hopital's rules to evaluate these limits. Alright, so first thing we do is plug in x equals 0. So you can see that here denominator goes to 0. And if you plug in 0, e to the 0 is 1 minus 1 minus 2 times 0. So the numerator also goes to 0. Right? So it is okay to apply L'Hopital's rule. So by applying L'Hopital's rule, we have limit as x approaches 0. Right? Then we just have to take the derivative of the numerator. Derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Right? And minus derivative of e to the negative x is negative e to the negative x. So it's a plus e to the negative x because the negative sign was already there. And then derivative of negative 2x would be negative 2. Derivative of x cubed would be 3x squared. Alright, so plug in 0 again. Denominator goes to 0. Right? And here e to the 0 is 1 plus another e to the 0. 1 plus 1 minus 2. So again, this guy goes to 0. Right? So we can apply another L'Hopital's rule. Right? So this is going to be a limit as x approaches 0. Right? Derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Derivative of e to the negative x is negative e to the negative x. And derivative of negative 2 is 0. And derivative of 3x squared would be 6x. Right? Then plug in 0 again. And still, denominator goes to 0. And e to the 0, 1 minus 1. So again, we have still 0 over 0. Right? Then apply another L'Hopital's rule. I'm going to go down here. L'Hopital's rule. Right? Limit as x approaches 0. Right? So if you take the derivative of that, you get e to the x. And derivative of that is positive e to the negative x. And derivative of 6x is 6. Alright, now we plug in 0. So you can see that here you have a 1 plus 1, which is going to be 2, over 6, which is 1/3. Alright, so that's part A. How about part B? Alright, so part B, as x approaches infinity, obviously this guy goes to infinity. Infinity to the 4th power is infinity. And even though this is a very slow growing function, as x approaches infinity, natural log of infinity is still infinity. Right? So we have an infinity over infinity. So we can apply L'Hopital's rule. Right? So we have a limit as x approaches infinity. Derivative of natural log is 1 over x. Derivative of x to the 4th is 4x cubed. Right? And this is going to be, if you rewrite it, limit as x approaches infinity. So I can put this x on the bottom, then combine. So 4x to the 4th power. Now we know that the denominator actually goes to infinity. Numerator stays the same. 1 over infinity is 0. Alright, so 0 is the limit for part B. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear.